do you think university will look like in 2036? Let's find out.
What?
36.
36. Hardly imagine. Must be getting better, right?
That's the same amount of workload. Sleep. Same thing.
I hope it's in space. Don't worry, there's no public funding. You will get another options.
I don't know, man. I'm just so scared. It wouldn't be so bad if at least I could do one of those micro qualifications that are offered on internet. But I can't either, because the government has legislated that only macro qualifications are officially recognized from higher certification.
What if you go to our city to study?
I can't, Mom. The international tensions are too high. I don't feel safe going to study abroad.
Yes, I understand. Well, we are still working out the details of our loan program for students, but it seems as though you'll be able to repay this loan in around 20 years at 6% per annum.
So I'm approved?
You are. Not everyone is well suited to go to uni, and while there was public funding, there was a trend that everybody went regardless. But now that people come to us for their loans, we make sure that only the best students with the best prospects get loans. And you are certainly one of those students. Congratulations.
Thank you, but may I ask you, what happens to those who are not approved?
Oh, well, generally there are two types of people. There are those who didn't really want to go to uni anyway, and didn't really know what they wanted to do, and they go out and work, which is really good for the economy. And those who did want to go to uni, but couldn't get credit, well, they also go out and work, and they save, which is also good for the economy. And once they've saved, they're more creditworthy and can come back for a loan when they're ready.
And that is how the anti-cancer medications work. See you next time. Lisa, how can I help you?
Miss Harry, I was wondering, have the classes always been that small?
Well, yes and no, Lisa. When public funding, the classes were bigger, and if no public funding, the classes are smaller, only for 80 students coming.
Don't you think that this way it's causing more social inequalities and division?
Yes, it's more inequality, but it has also upsets. With public funding, the students come to university without considering the financial cost, and so they are more likely to be lazy. Without public funding, students have to pay the high interest rates, so they are more careful deciding whether they want to enroll or not.
Okay, thank you very much for your answer.
Bye.
Today, the federal government announced a federal overhaul of policies relating to higher education. The growth in recent years of micro-qualifications has spurred debate among many of the nation's thought leaders regarding the role of universities in Australia as well as how they should be funded. Prime Minister Ronan Anderson today announced that the federal government's HEX Help student loan would continue indefinitely into the future. Investing in our youth remains a top priority for the federal government, and we have thus enacted legislation that will ensure the safety of the HEX Help program for the next decade. The decision was welcomed by the Council of Australian Universities, who had been struggling to compete with the online offerings that have been on the internet for free. Shi Zhang from the University of Technology in Sydney made a virtual reality appearance in the Australian Parliament House.
We have restructured our programs to be more flexible for students and more competitive with the variety of offerings available online.
The news came ahead of next week's meeting at the Reserve Bank, and Reserve Bank Governess Jeanette Cullman also weighed in on the debate.
Universities are creating more and more employees faster than ever before with the new micro qualifications.
And what does that mean for the economy, Mrs. Coleman?
More and more people are investing in the economy, and that's why the Australian dollar is strengthened. But this is hard for the Australian exporters. That's why we are considering to lower the interest rate.
This has been the 7:30 News Report. I'm Kevin Andrews. Thanks for watching and have a lovely evening. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the University of Technology, Sydney. Sooner or later, most students find themselves at a point where they have to face a tough decision. Do you go on to pursue a traditional university degree, or do you build your own higher education? Here at UTS, we are on the frontier of helping students learn in their own way. In the past, students learned things in their own time, but were never recognised for it. Today, however, in the modern age of 2036, we are pleased to say that we support what students learn in their own time, and we recognise it not with a traditional bachelor's degree, but with a new innovation. Tonight, UTS becomes the first formal education provider to officially support and recognise students by awarding them with an EduBlock degree. We recently appointed an EduBlock supervisor to look out for young, talented students who are learning things in their own time. One young lady came to the supervisor's attention. She wanted to learn just part of one of the degrees that we offer at UTS so that she could get recognised for it and show that micro-qualification to her potential future employers. The great thing about these EduBlock micro-qualifications is that we didn't have to hire or fire any additional teachers. Instead, this student was taught by a fellow student in one-on-one classes. Her name is Alison Withan, and it is my pleasure to award her with the first formally recognised EduBlock degree for the readings in the Business and Future Worlds subject. Alison.
Thank you for this EduBlock. I'm really happy to have this first micro qualification. Now I will be able to put this on my ledger. By the way, ledger is a record of all the micro qualification one person has earned. Now I have an EduBlock in business and future world. I have found a business which could hire me to help them plan the strategic decisions related to their future. While working there, I will carry on doing more micro qualification. My next EduBlock might be a 2 weeks course in astronomy, and I might do after that 2 weeks in fashion. I have no idea yet where all those EduBlocks will lead me. But I know that my particular set of EduBlocks on my ledger will make me unique. I want to thank you, the university, for supporting me into this lifelong process of learning. And I am happy now that universities
give the possibilities to other students to build up their own ledgers with their own echelons.